Hello, happy evening and good morning, good evening. Hope you are having a great weekend so far, and very happy to meet you all in this wonderful event. So this is Lean Coffee discussion. Yeah, so I just go through the agenda and some of the working agreements. So as part of this event, we will, go around with the questions which we have received from the participants. And we will also open for the voting so that everyone will have the option to vote for the questions. And we will go as per the order, like which questions got the highest votes. Okay. And then we'll go one conversation at a time. So we'll start with the one topic, one question at a time, and will be discussed until we get enough. Let's move on from the participants. And most important thing, if you want to share your thoughts, kindly raise your hand, and so that we will go one by one to avoid overlapping and multi talking, right? So maybe we can go around approximately 10 to 12 minutes per question, so that we will try to cover as much of questions in this forum, right?
Are we good? Shall we get started?
Yes.
Okay, I could see 20 questions which we already gathered from the participants. Okay, here comes for questions. If in case you already connected to the link, you can vote using this. Just go here and select that. So the voting will, the number of folks who want to discuss about that question, we will get to know, right? So there are like 20 questions which we got from the participants, different participants who registered for this session. Yes. So, right. So, okay. Or shall we go sequence wise? I have joined the browser, and because of which I'm unable to participate in things like voting or please accuse. Sure. That's fine.
So where can I get that voting option?
Once you connect, just a minute. Connect.
Is it the slide?
No. I shared the link just now.
Okay.
Yes, I shared the link just now. So connect to that. No need of any credentials or anything. Just directly you can connect, and I could see 2 votes, which means someone already
You have
voted.
to just the hands up.
Just come here and click on that. Automatically, it will go up.
No, but I mean, I'm not able to see the questions. I can see only questions for today's Lean Coffee Connect. That is the heading only I'm able to see.
Yeah, even I'm able to see only questions for today's Lean Coffee Connect. Ask a question.
I'm also same. I'm also unable to see these questions.
No, just click on that. Click on that questions. Just below there is a link, right? So you'll able.
Yeah, when we click on ask a question, I think it is popping up the others.
It will.
No.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Right.
Click on that. Ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thanks for that. Yes. So we thought of segregating the questions, but for some reason I had to step out and I couldn't consolidate. But yes, most of the questions, I mean, some of the questions are related, like agile or AI related, or how the roles are evolving. Those are the questions which we observed. But yes, we want you also to go through the questions and we can take a vote accordingly. Yes. 19 participants. Yes. Whoever joined just now, you can connect and you can go through these questions quickly. Okay. So 6, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. Okay. We'll take another couple of minutes and then we will start.
How many questions should we vote?
Let's see.
Okay.
Because again, it is based upon the time that's why we try to keep like 10 to 12 minutes of time limit. Then thank you. Thanks, Shweta, for the confirmation. Okay. Yes.
All right.
Okay. New questions are also coming, but yes, let's get started.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, maybe we can start with the first one, in which we got 60 votes so far. The first question is, how are the Scrum Master roles and responsibilities evolving as AI is impacting enterprises and IT services at scale? So how should one proactively upskill?
Yeah. This is my question, Satish.
sure, Kedar. So,
Fine.
folks, as mentioned by Sisirika, it is open for everyone. We are all learning together. So, whoever wants to share your thoughts or your perspectives, feel free to, but one at a time.
Yeah, exactly. FIA is impacting our enterprise IT because right now when Atlassian also release the Sun Rovo, because we want to upgrade to the Rovo, and so we can use get use of the Rovo, and we can faster our things whatever we are doing the things. Suppose example, it will jot down all the retrospective points and action items. What are the action items are completed and what is in progress? Those things it will. Rovo will get it out, and we need to sort it out based upon the updates given. And what are the same thing? What are the in progress activities and what are the blockers are available without going to the board directly? We can ask Rovo. So those are multiple things are involving right now because we need to upgrade our skills, not only the regular events. We need to focus on this AI thing also. We need to focus.
Great. Thanks for your insights, Hari.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can I?
I can see Kabir raised your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the important thing here is for us to, just like the previous speaker said, to align with AI. It's just like when, the computer age started. A lot of people were afraid that, computers are going to take over their roles, their jobs. For instance, people that were doing typewriting in the past. You should see yourself as when the computers start coming in, it's an advantage if you already know how to type, and then you can boost up your skill to type on the computer instead of being on the typewriter. So I think AI is coming in for us. We can learn like prompt engineering, knowing how to write good prompts on with AI, getting good responses from AI. I think that would boost our foundation or boost our knowledge and perceive the way the business will perceive you as a scrum master or a project manager or even a product owner. Because if you know how to write prompts, how to prompt AI and get good responses, you get the right answers, you get things quickly, and then the business, will get value quickly.
Perfect. Thanks, Kabir. Yeah, Hema, please.
Thanks, Sasi. So I echo Kabir actually, but I mean on top of it, for the related to the question, so as a Scrum Master, we can automate the regular tasks like routine tasks like upgrading Jira boards and creating burn down charts, summarizing the daily stand-ups. All these can be automated, and the Scrum Master now works towards the configurations, and he will verify and optimizes the tools. I mean, that is what I am doing as a Scrum Master now in my team. Also, I'm able to predict risk management through AI. Also, retrospectives, we automated the retrospectives and the backlog refinements. Many, I mean, there are so many possibilities to optimize the daily Scrum Master job actually during the daily routine. I did not recollect the first one who spoke, but I mean, Atlassian itself is giving so many opportunities to upskill ourselves actually.
That's true.
Hari.
Yeah, it's Hari.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
I am experiencing, and I can help in offline if anyone requires.
Thanks, Hema.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Hema.
Shweta?
I guess most of the points got covered, but what I'm seeing in our organization, because of the points that we discuss, right? I mean, where, if I have to put it straight, it's kind of helping the Scrum Master in freeing their bandwidth, because some of their tasks are now, are getting eased out or faster because of AI. So now in our organization, the client is expecting one Scrum Master to handle even 4 teams, because like earlier probably the norm was 2 teams is kind of a justified thing, but now they feel they should they can handle more because they have the bandwidth. um, Also, what we are seeing is, like, in many cases as a Scrum Master, we also have to do maturity assessments of the teams that we are handling, as in the agile maturity assessments, be it once in 3 months or 6 months. So now this Rovo in Jira, using that we can even create the AI agents. Like we are experimenting that, and now those agents are creating the assessment. So earlier, for example, if we used to take like 4 to 5 days, now with the help of agents, it is like almost happening in few hours. So those kind of activities are also getting automated in the life of Scrum Master. Yeah.
So there is a point by Vineet. We are discussing on the why. We should discuss on the how. So the Vineet's point is not why we are doing it, but how
we can do it.
How we should proactively upskill.
Okay.
Yes, Danya, Santosh, want to add points?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
Hi, Satish.
previous to the same.
Sorry.
Sorry. Maybe Santosh can go first. And
Yes.
then,
Sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, Satish and team. So like as you said, how can as a AI as a Scrum Master can add value addition is 3 points are important. AI can help the Scrum Master using predictive analytics, which focuses on the sprint outcomes, identify the risk initially only, and identify the red flags and improve the team dynamics. Then automated reporting in terms of generating the report, burn down charts, burn up charts, which frees the time from for our Scrum Masters to focus on the people and the performance, which they can add value to the end client, and how the end client can add value to their end customer. Because now the world is moving on the outcome based rather than effort based work, which is the client is looking for. And that can be possible with the third important point is enhanced data decision making. AI provides very good data insights quickly and to everyone. So that enables Scrum Masters to make informed decisions along with the team, where the buying time from the team is much more easier. So in this way, the AI can be used in a very proactive way for the Scrum Master's role. This is my point, which I wanted to put.
Wonderful. Thanks, Santosh. Yeah, Danya, please go ahead.
Hello. Good evening, all. Hi, Satish. Uh, so this is what is running in my mind with the current AI summit which is happening. And also this morning I was listening to one of the podcasts related how you have to upskill yourself with respect to AI, right? So instead of seeing to the Scrum Master or Agile coach or any other role e- where every role is going to get impacted with AI, we should start as a Scrum Master. If we see, okay, with retrospective, Atlassian is giving some, AI capabilities, all that is fine. But we have to imagine ourselves, if our role is replaced by an AI agent, then what is that skill I have? So we have to start building, including myself. I'm not leaving myself out of it, but start exploring different types of AI tools which is available, and that is what upskilling on these lines, not just using Roho or there is something called Epic Curator or as well, the different agents under Roho. So all that is fine. imagine if they are like saying, we don't need a Scrum Master. There is an agent which is exactly going to do what we are going to do. In that case, we should have a knowledge what are the different types of AI tools which where that we our upskill should go in those level is what is running in my mind. Probably anyone in here can add pointers and also share feedback on this.
Sure, Danya. Thank you. Upskilling is really important, and we have to see like in which area we can upskill, and what are all the tools.
No, I'm talking about building an AI agent. We have to upskill on those lines only. So that is
Exactly.
something very, very clear. It is.
Agents plays an important role, right? So whatever project management tools that we are using, first I would say that as a AI enhanced Scrum Master or AI trainer, I would say that we have to first explore the areas where we can implement the agents, right? We have to see whatever tools we are using, like lot of inbuilt agents or automation workflows are there. If it is Jira or if it is ADO, please explore and just make use of those inbuilt automation workflows and just automate these things using agents so that we will just focus on more kind of strategic activities, right? That's true. All right, thanks, Tanya. Yeah, Ajit, I think we can start with that and then we can get over to the next question. Is that okay for all of you?
Let Ajit share his thoughts, then we can move on.
Ajit, yeah.
Sure. Yes. So I also kind of agree with Danya. I think we, apart from the tools that we see, because with the influence that AI is coming in, the way development is happening, everything will get changed across the SDLC life cycle. So as a Scrum Master, we should be aware of what is happening. So in a way, how development is happening, because it may not happen the way older ways. So we, as a process change, we should be aware of it. So how the coding, the way that coding is changing, or how the testing is getting changed. So think we should be aware of it. So unless we see it or practice it ourselves, we'll not be aware of it. As a role, we may not want to do it or require to be doing it, but for our awareness, it's very important that we make our hands dirty into exploring these areas. Uh, uh, yeah, because the timing, everything could change. So we should be able to understand that. And another aspect of it is like the way that stories is written itself will change. Because we typically, as a user, I do some things, benefit those, because now with the AI coming in, the stories may not be that small. It can become a little more bigger scope of it. The way that written is there, so we'll be more aware of it to suggest process change. So when we are as a Scrum Master suggesting, guiding, coaching product owners, teams, etc. So we also need to be aware of how those things are changing and what will be the way that we can recommend people in adopting it. Yeah, so things are changing. Of course, I think, like we said, I think we don't, even though AI is there, still there's a lot of work for the humans because because it is not so that AI will do everything. AI may do it everything, but it will give on its own whatever it wishes. But if you want something of what we really want, there's a lot of work. And in the overall SDLC also, like it's not the, even if we look at developer, it's not the, most of the time it's not spent only on coding. There's many other activities that we do, conversations, discussions, determining what it needs to be done. And for all of that, it's still required. So it's still, there is a work. And I don't think the AI will simply replace a Scrum Master, but it will change the fashion it is there currently. Because it's because collaboration, people will be disorganized. We need to have all together, but it may not be only there in agile values or kind of a things. The coach role can change. So from that perspective, maybe not only as an agile coach, but also as an AI transformation coach. So, and if you want to aspire to be an AI transformational coach, we need to be aware of how AI works, affects each of the roles, kind of proceed. So I think a lot of learnings to be done and exploring as the industry is evolving. I think we should be more knowing in all the areas, not limit ourselves only to Scrum Master roles, because some things it may help, but the dashboard itself is there. So, and what is value that we are getting? But at the same time, I think some of them mentioned it is helping them in the retrospectives in terms of identifying the risk. If there are any specific ways that they're doing it, I'm interested and keen to know about it. Yeah, so that's one request as well.
Very true. So the main point is AI is not replacing the job. It is mainly helping us to augmenting the work, right? So,
Yes, yes.
so we have to properly use it and grow together. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for all your inputs and point. Thank you. I think we can just move on to the next question. Okay. The next one is future of agile and scrum roles. I think it is similar to that point.
Continuation to the current conversation. Yes. And I could see some pointers coming up in the chat window, like the upskilling context, and Hema mentioned so becoming proficient in the tools like Otter, Zoom AI, Companion, and the Zira AI features. Right. So there is conversation going on in the chat window also, folks. Just take a look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Vinay, I will share the link. One of the participants also asked, like, what is the importance of Rovo and advantage of AI tool and the link of the Rovo. I will share with the participants so that you can go through that,
Oh,
and we
okay,
will discuss
sure.
more about
Thanks.
that Rovo also. Okay. Yes. So now moving on to this future of Agile and Scrum roles. Let's assume, I will add a bit of spice to this. Let's assume all of a sudden we all got to know that starting from Monday, there are no more Agile roles. What will you do?
Look for adjacent roles which we can do. Go back where we have started, right? So we started from programming, and with a lot of we have copilots, and we have Cloud coworks, and a lot of coding agents have come into the market, and everybody is all customers are using, and people are accepting at the enterprise level, right? So hopefully somebody within the account, somebody give a chance to go back to those roles, and we'll do that.
Okay, thanks, Kedar.
But experience is the matter again when we go and do the same job what we had earlier. Again, it's I think somewhat difficult to make sure the things because they are expecting as per the experience, right? So that is the one thing which may face the problem. And my point of view. Let's start with it. Actually, like when I am planning to do like when this if it is happens, definitely I go as a project manager. I want to do that part. I can do because almost we are doing the same thing, but is in a different manner. The release related everything we have to make sure as a scrum master, right? So that is one thing which we can do easily.
Thanks, Sacha. So I could see a couple of more questions related to that future of agile and upskilling in AI for how can we scale up SM with AI. So we will club all the questions together and we will discuss so that we can move to the next question together. Yes, Santosh.
Satish, to answer your question, where you said when the organization does not require a Scrum Master, Agile coach role, the alternative would be I would try to understand the workflow of each and every other role to try and create a start to end workflow, which would be really helpful and add value to the AI agentic tools which the organization or current client which I'm working, which will help me out. So that is one of the aspects which I will pick it up on my own to understand each and every team member's workflow. So I will understand the things from start to end. That is the plan I have.
Okay. Yes, Tanya.
Yeah, Satish. Satish, as you mentioned, Monday, if the roles are not there and we are not required for that role, first thing, whoever is in this role, if I have to do, I will identify what are the current skill set I have it, what are the competencies I have it, and may not be in the organization wherever it is, right? In the current industry, what is that my competency where I can align according to the role they are offering. That is one thing. That is like how you are going to save yourself. That is the first thing. Okay. The second thing is that, or it is not second thing, always we have to keep on upskilling ourselves, especially with the AI. Like you have already given, we are at least foreseeing in next year we will not have these kinds of role. What if there is replaced? But since you have already given a heads up, Monday it is not there. So right now, after this Lean Coffee Connect, we should understand what are the skill set I have. If there is no roles, agile roles itself, what are the other skill set which industry is in demand, wherein there is a gap, you have to start figuring out is what I is coming to my mind right now.
Sure. Thanks for bringing that point, Danya. So, folks, whomever I'm having a one-on-one conversation for or what are the discussions, so I'm setting this context. Let's assume by end of 2026 there are no agile roles. What is it you are going to do? You have 10 months of time. If in case even if we take this last week of Feb, we still have 10 months of time. Start thinking, start preparing, start focusing on what additional skills or what additional roles, what additional capabilities we should build, we should focus on. That should be our key focus any point of time, right? And Satya mentioned, Satya, I'm just taking your name. So Satya mentioned like he might be moving into project manager role. How many project managers might be required? How many coaches might be required? And Shweta mentioned earlier, it used to be 2 Scrum Masters for, 2 teams for a Scrum Master. Now, with the help of AI, companies and the clients are asking 4 teams for a Scrum Master. So, if that is the situation, how do we cope up? How do we upskill? How do we keep ourselves up and running any point of time? That should be the focus, right? So, we need to start focusing on that. And as Santosh mentioned, we need to, only when we understand end-to-end context, where the problems or the challenges or the delays or the gaps or the improvements are there, we can start bringing that up. We can start help ourselves first. I know we are all servant leaders or true leaders, but still we should help ourselves also, right? So let's focus on that also in parallel to helping the teams and to the companies, to the clients, to the organizations, to the projects we are working. Right? Yes, from process focus, you can transition to understanding the product focus. Yes, definitely. We'll discuss on that also. Yes. Thanks, Santosh, Danya, Satya. Hema, you have a point?
No, Satyas, I echo with you actually. So it's good to understand the product, even Vineet also said, right? So we're more towards process as an agile person now, but having the backgrounds, maybe whatever, irrespective of our background, so whatever we are working on the products, knowledge would help, I think.
Yes, Danya?
Yeah, Danya. So suddenly this thing came up to my mind. Currently, we are in the cone of uncertainty. We speak about cone of uncertainty, unpredictability. We are in that zone. We don't know whether our certifications or whatever the skills we have gained or whatever the switch we have done it, whether it is going to be used in future or not, we are not aware. But we have to do sprint for ourselves right now, so that it helps. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, I was listening. So I think I have a kind of, as a Scrum Master switching to AI world, we need to go into a kind of a bigger picture. If you can see, technology keeps on changing. Today is AI, tomorrow's coming there. The thing is that as a Scrum Master leadership role, it's not about just handling or learning the tools. It's about how you are seeing the business, how AI team is evolving, how you are now going to handle the AI team members. Like you have data engineers, you have agile, this agentic AI engineers are there. So you need to first understand, upskill yourself, how this development has been changing. Okay, that is something, because I have been experience where I have seen because of this transformation, like team members is also puzzled how we are now scaled and all that. There you can help. Then you need to understand why, like, what is the right use case for AI in particular, this in your project, what problem you are actually addressing and what problem you are solving. Those kind of critical thinking and analysis you need to develop to make yourself sustain in this fast moving technology. So it's not necessary that many of us is not able to learn the technology, but we need to drive the technology, drive the team with this evolving nature. So I have experience, like I have one client is there, if I can share, that is one of the biggest US university, and that is they have started AI transformation, and they have created a champions team that will coming with their own interest, and like say in their 2 hours they will spending on some kind of thing. Now they have started some use case. When I when I gone through interview with some of the teams, and they are saying, why you are doing all these things? There is no escalations. Everything is working fine. What is this? Like you are unnecessarily troubling us, right? So there you have to drive that. Why you have to help team members from where they can drive. What problem is? It's not for the sake of AI you have to do something, but you have to solve some problem. So being a scrum master, your future role will be like to understand the problem, the goal, and how your AI is handling that. It's not necessary that everything is getting replaced by AI, right? So where is the fitment of AI is there? That you need to find out. Your team is struggling. You need to guide them, like what skill set they need to develop, because as I already seen, right, now one scrum master handling four, that is a it's a kind of just a button work. So what is the relevancy of you? But you have to be there with different things. And now when I am saying this is evolving, new software development cycle is coming up with the agile. Data is most important thing. It's all a high data. So like, what data you are saying, like how you are handling your team data, security, your regulations and all that. These are the things that you need to check out. You have to make a list, like at this level what has happened, then agentic what are the how this is designing this all these things, and where you have to conversation with the team, how they are developing, what are the things, if they are not missing anything. Because one small lapse in this agentic and this world will be going to be give you a heavy penalty. The investment you will give, it's like 10 times more you are going to penalty. So there your responsibility is getting more important. You are not going to vanish. I am saying, like, you just change your perspective to see the new roles, and then that side you need to understand. When you sit with the AI team, you should be comfortable chatting with them, what kind they are doing. You should not be like lost. I don't know what that senior technical architect is saying. I am just lost what he's saying. So that things that you don't get to into hands-on, but you have to drive. So that is something I see that we have a lot of things to do. Only thing is that we need to change our the way of what we are doing right now and what we are changing. So this is something that I can brief out.
Thanks, Saurabh. Yes. Anyone else? Because this is a huge topic which we need to focus on. Yes, we can spend some time.
Right. But Satish, I can see some black screen.
Black screen? Okay, because I am doing something else in the back end. Maybe that's the reason. I'm opening some documents to share. Okay, so let me
Since
bring
we
up.
have Satish, can I add last point in this topic?
Yes, sure.
Till this point, actually, I was not into this context, whether agile roles will be exist or not exist, or that, and that was not in my thought process. I'm just following the flow. But now I think, I mean, not only the Scrum Master, but the entire software world is like that. So, as Saurabh said, I mean, yesterday it was generative AI. Today it is agentic and physical AI, but in future that may be something else, like memes. We are seeing memes, right? So for whatever it is, not as a scrum master, but I would suggest as an individual, to win or to succeed in your role, what needs to be upgraded and what needs to be unique for yourself. Be on that, and so somebody else also mentioned, like, be retrospect yourself, and, and if required, anyways, we are 28 participants here, and we can collaborate. If anybody is ambiguous, we can collaborate and we can discuss the opportunities and all separately. My only suggestion is, like, don't get fear. We are in corporate.
That's true. That's true. So, yes, I know it's not a servant leader, true leader, but if you look at these 8 stances of Scrum Master, more or less equivalent to that, similar to that for Agile coach also, right? So, take a moment and think about what all these stances can be replaced by AI tool, any AI tool it can be, right? And what stances still you can bring in some change, you can bring in some value add or showcase a differentiation or unique strength from your current role, from your current engagement perspective. Start thinking from that perspective, right? We all discussed that AI tools are helping for facilitating. Yes, it is helping to identify the impediments. Yes, so what else? What else is left? We need to start thinking from that perspective. And as Santosh mentioned, like, what is that we can make a difference, or we need to showcase our value add or strength. We need to start thinking from that perspective, right? And we might be having our team members, they also might be confused or tensed or stressed. So we are the ones who need to coach, who need to guide, who need to mentor them or assist them to help them set the context and how they can also focus on the learning part, right? And if in case I have to move from the coaching perspective, yes, so this is the levels of coaching. I can share these documents. I guess I already shared, but I can share the documents. See, these are all the different aspects which we can focus on, not just the facilitation, right? So we can focus on business mastery, transformation mastery, technical mastery. Yes, one of the question is like the organizations are expecting technical skills. Yes, it is the need of the hour, because that is what, if the teams are talking about cloud, AI, or the data analytics or something, if you are unable to even understand what they are talking about, it might look like a Greek and Latin for us, right? So we need to know the terminology. Say we need to be at least 2 out of 5. We don't have to be 4 or 5 out of 5. We need to be at least 2 out of 5. What is the tools? What is the technology? What is the domain? What is the product or the user stories or the features which the team is implementing? What is the release scope? What is the client's expectation? These are the things we need to start focusing on. We need to bring ourselves, and we need to drive that conversations. That's when, whether it is a client or the stakeholder or the manager or anyone, can feel that, okay, yes, even if Satish is leading 4 teams as a Scrum Master, he's still bringing value add to the teams. So it is all like that is a need of the hour. We need to start focusing on that. Wherever it is possible or feasible, make use of the AI tools or the use cases. Wherever it is not, we need to see how we can add more value, and how we can help the teams from the implementation, right? Right? Are we good? Shall we go back to the questions? Okay. How can we scale up our SM role with AI tool? Any suggestion? Yes. So what I generally do, okay, before I jumping in, anyone want to add your thoughts? How we can scale up with any of the tools or the AI upskilling? What is your thoughts? What's your approaches? How do you go ahead with that?
Maybe currently I am using this one as summarizing the meetings and the retrospective related, those things I'm using Copilot, sometimes ChatGPT.
Okay. No, that you're already using it. The question is like how you are using AI tools to upskill yourself. Right? The usage part we already discussed, the use cases, the tools, and everything. Now, the question is like how we are using AI to upskill ourselves.
Satish, maybe if I can ask, how is it helping in retrospectives? How are you using AI in retrospectives? Like maybe it's
sure, Satya or anyone who are making use, you want to share?
Anyone is using any tool for now to capture the retro points and all? Any thoughts?
Not yet, Roger.
Yeah. Yes, Kabir.
Kabir. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's not really about retro or about meetings, but generally, when I first started with my current company, sometimes what they say is really just above my head, and I just one thing that I learned to do is learn to listen well. I listen and take notes personally for myself. So any of those engineering or technical jargon, I'll take it and then put it into Chat GPT on my own private laptop. And I start to understand. I would prompt Chat GPT to tell me about this, as a Scrum Master or as a user or just explain it to me the way you would teach me, so I can understand what this terminology means. And over time, I started to realize that when I go for stakeholder meetings, I started to speak like that as well. I was now using those terminologies as well. So I see that learning is one thing that you can't stop doing. And once the engineers, they don't talk in business they don't talk like in business way. They talk more in a technical way. So we are the ones in the middle to bridge that gap where what we've heard from the technical guys, we can relate it back to the business guys and say, well, this is what the technical guys are talking about, and this is what it means in a business format. I think that's where we come in, and that's the importance of being a Scrum Master.
Nice. Thanks, Kabir. Yes, you covered some of my thoughts or the approach which I follow. Anyone else? Shweta, Santosh, you folks were mentioning earlier how you are using it. You want to share the specific use case or scenario, how you're using it from the retrospective perspective?
So I can add a point. So we are not using a particular tool, but it is specific to my organization. We are using, we experimenting basically. So instead of, we're not relying on that solely on team members' inputs or not, but also it is capturing the data from the sprint dashboards, the Jira dashboards, and that is also able to capture sentiments of the from stand-ups, sentiments of the team members involved. So it is still in experiment phase. I myself worked on that agent using Copilot, but I cannot say it is a better tool, but for retrospective, capturing sentiments is a good thing actually. It is in experiment phase, but I cannot disclose that tool's name and all.
Even we have one built agent in the tool which helps identify the sentiment analysis, the involvement of each and every role, and how is it focused towards the goal of that event, how the input versus output is focused, and how the team members are coordinating everything. Like we have inbuilt tools, which of course for the business reasons we can't share or disclose outside. But from the general usage perspective, maybe we can use a robo agent or any other equivalent tool which we can access, and we can summarize the retrospective pointers, and we can even take the help of the tool to generate the action items. And sometimes the agent itself might create an action item as an issue type in the Jira or the Confluence page along with the action item and the dates. That way we can make use of that from the Rovo agent perspective.
Satish, I want to add one more point as well here. So right now, Zoom AI companion is there, right? So if I am not 100% sure, but I mean, whatever we observe in the team, I am just giving hints here. So I am a facilitator as a Scrum Master for that particular retro meeting or any meeting. So I am using Zoom AI company, and if I will repeat, I will be the repeated facilitator for next retro as well. Okay, I mean like with the same set of people, the same. What I can say. If I send the invite from my Zoom link, if I use AI Companion, from last AI Companion to this AI Companion, Zoom AI itself is taking some insights from last year and last pointers. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, this is also my observation.
Yes, yes. Okay, yes.
Sure, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Since it is free and available to everybody, I mean, we can experiment.
Yeah. And from this AI tool to upskilling perspective, how I'm using at office, I'm using that Copilot because that's what I have access to. And at home or from my personal learning, I'm using ChatGPT, Gemini, right? So, which means I'm using 3 different tools from my learning and upskilling perspective. So, the way how Kabir mentioned, right? I'm using the similar perspective. I'm giving the prompt to all the 3 different tools to get different perspectives. I'm not just relying on one single tool, right? So I'll be setting the context, hey, this is my so-and-so role. These are my day-to-day responsibilities. This is my current skill set. This is my expertise. Now, how I can make use of you as a tool to help me upskill. Or I'm setting the context, okay, now by end of 2026, I want to learn so-and-so topic, so-and-so concept. So how you list me the step-by-step action items or the learning pointers along with any sources of learning or references. That way I am getting the learning path from different tools and I'm comparing that and I'm picking what is relevant from my perspective. The reason why I'm using different tools, not relying on one single tool is again the competition between the tools. Google stopped giving the Google search results to other AI tools because of which the information coming in other tools is not 100% authentic or not 100% realistic. So each AI tool is trying to fetch the information from their own sources, right? So that's the one main reason why I'm using different tools to make sure I'm getting all relevant information, and that I will use to upskill myself. And I used ChatGPT to create a ChatGPT agent. The same way I used Copilot to create a Copilot agent. It's all low code, no code. I used to be a technical expert. I worked on Java, Python, Selenium, and everything, but now I'm not. But still, using the ChatGPT, I built a ChatGPT agent or agents, which I shared with the groups like the ATS resume reviewer, the safe documentation thing, and I built one agent to fetch the open job opportunities, which is still in progress. So I myself is building for my own usage, right? So if I'm able to do, yes, all of us can start doing it. The agent, I mean, the ChatGPT or the tool will give the step by step what we need to do. What is that the next step? How we need to configure each and everything the tool itself is giving. Right? So that way we can start at office, make use of Copilot. Copilot has their own predefined agents. Along with it, you can also start creating your own agents. And I created one agent at my office. I gave the office SharePoint as a reference. So whenever I need to fetch any documentation, I'm using that agent so that I don't have to go through all the documentation of like last 3-4 years. So that is helping me. Right? So I'm making use of that AI agents or the tools to make my life easy so that I can focus my time on the other learnings. So that's how I am focusing on the upskilling, or that's how I'm focusing on learning AI with the help of AI.
Right.
Like you said, Satish, I mean, even because I also have only access to Copilot in the work environment. So simple agents like, I mean, I just gave the Jira board snapshot to it and asked it to generate a sprint goal. Because typically I've seen people misinterpret writing the sprint goal. I mean, they just write down the task or stories that we are taking, but that's not the intent. So we should write in a business language, like what are we, trying to achieve out of this. So even
Yes.
simple things like this also we can do by playing with Copilot.
Yes, you can do that.
Good points. Okay, shall we move on, Satish, to the other question?
Yes, please. So are you good with the agile and AI upskilling in AI future of agile roles?
Yes, Satish.
Okay. How can we scale up some role with AI? Any tool suggestion? Yes. I will share the link of the tools. Copilot, all of us should be or will be having access at office. Start using that. Start using that. And the Atlassian Rovo, I will share the link of the free course with all of you. Go through that. And in case you already have Atlassian Cloud at office, check with your org admin if you can get the access of the Rovo activated so that you can practice. You can play around, you can start making use of that agents. Okay.
Satish,
Yes,
as
Satya.
you mentioned, like creating the agents, right? Like, do we have any specific documentation to go through and
No
do the
documentation.
prompt?
No, I gave the prompt. I will show if possible towards the end. I gave the prompt. It is all about prompting. Right? Prompting is nothing but like setting the context of what we want the tool to help us. As much information, as much context if we set, that much of output or that much of information, useful, realistic, authentic information we'll get. That applies to any AI tool, even including Rovo also, including Copilot, any tool.
Do we need any coding knowledge for that?
No, not required.
Okay.
Not required. Coding, there are agents. Again, we can set the context to the AI tool. All the agents which I built till now is like low code, no code, no coding. I'm just using the ChatGPT to create the agent directly with all the inputs, instructions, what should be focused, how the output should be, everything I created with the prompt and the information I got from ChatGPT. The next step, I'm focusing on that building using the code. The next step, I'm doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, Satya, the fun part is you can even use AI to generate the prompts.
Yes.
I mean, you tell what objective you want to achieve, and it will give you the proper, structured prompt.
Yes.
Okay.
And all these comes with the free version, right, Satish?
Yeah, free version. ChatGPT, I'm using a paid version, but free version also has some access. We can still go ahead and do that.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So, as AI integrates into daily life and work, what's the future of software industry, including agile practices? As AI, how will agile revolutionize industries with AI once again? Okay. Is this the question directly or indirectly we are discussing till now? Yes. So, one thing I want to add before moving ahead is like, now it might not be the age of Scrum. We might be moving to Kanban.
Wow.
Because I guess Kedar or Ajit, one of them mentioned, the way we write the stories itself might change. the clients are not waiting to get that code done until end of a sprint. So if that is the case, and we are doing the demo every alternate day to the client, and we are getting the feedback, and we are incorporating the changes then and there. So we stopped following Scrum, instead we following Kanban. So what is the feedback or the next set of context client is giving? We are taking that, we are asking the client, okay, so now these are the things. What is it you want us to do as a priority? Let's focus on that. That we'll be doing within the next 2-3 days. We are getting it done. So once that is done, that's when we are focusing on generating the stories or the documentation, not the stories, the documentation. So indirectly, we skipped the sprint planning. We skipped that velocity, which is the biggest headache for me, which I never like. So the story pointing, the estimates, everything is gone. We are just focusing on what's your goal, what's your expectation, what is that you want us to deliver within the next 2-3 days. And once the client is setting the context, we're asking, okay, yes, out of 5 pointers you mentioned, maybe we can target to complete 3. 4th and 5th, we can target to complete. If not, we will keep you posted. So that's how we are keeping the client or the stakeholders updated so that they can go ahead and do that. Yes, Sajid.
Yes, Satish. Just to add from what you say, like for other people's understanding, earlier, if you have to develop a web page, the flow was product owners will actually discuss, brainstorm what they want. They communicate with the UI engineer. They create in Figma design or some kind of UI screen, validate with the product owner. Is this what they want? They make tweaks, and that's when it flows back to the development team to start developing those screens. And then of course once it goes development screen, then they will put an estimation, clarity, and then it gets integrated back and applicate whatever if functionalities, that kind of things. But now, as Satish mentioned, the workflow is completely changing. The business actually discusses, product owners themselves, they create an uh, screens using AI, and when they create AI, it is not only Figma, or it's not a screenshot, or it's not a paint picture, it's not an image picture, but it's actually with the functionality implemented. So, and that's how the review process with the stakeholders itself is changing. And when that is kind of happening, the most of the development itself is happening there. Of course, the fine tuning and little bit of from long term management and all, we'll have to make little more changes, but the process is changing. So directly development itself is getting involved there. So the phase at which development is happening is changed a lot. But yes, what Satish mentioned, but it's a direct big shift from the cycle that we see and the space at which it is happening.
Yeah, I also echo with Satish. This is the same thing. I am also experiencing the same thing. Like I am working right now with one of the startup company, and in alternate days, thought process are changing, requirements are changing. Then you have to work like that only. So I am completely agree with this. The changing of this workflow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah, Hema, I saw your comment, like it completely depends on maturity of the team and the org process. Yes, still Scrum can work. Yes, definitely it will work. There is no problem or no challenge with that Scrum. But within the 2 weeks of time, the expectations of the clients are changing, or the perspective is changing, or by the time the team comes and mention that, hey, this is the outcome, or this is the thing we found out, the way we implement itself is changing. So because of that, all the effort which we spend for the sprint planning or creating the stories or everything, that is of sometimes the team is feeling, why are we spending the time? Or let's use AI to generate the stories or come up with that, and let's focus on getting the deliverables done. Right? So one challenge we found with this process is like, initially the teams might be like over enthusiastic and they might be jumping around and they might be doing a lot of things. But when it comes to scaling, when it comes to that end-to-end integration is where the challenges or issues might come. So we need to be a little bit careful or cautious, or reminding the team not to be in a rush or hurry, to make sure they're focusing on that end-to-end integration, and end-to-end integration is done, but the end-to-end code should not break just because we are doing something with the help of AI. for one of the module.
Yes. I agree with you, but still I am working for a bank, so it will take
Yes,
time for us to move to Kanban. That's right. But as Saurav said, I mean, whether it is agile or any business based on consumer or stakeholder, it will definitely we should change our ways of living. Scrum,
that's true.
Kanban, Safe, whatever it is. I agree.
Yes, and if you ask me, now is the time we are being true agile. Fail fast, learn fast, implement fast, or improve, inspect and adapt. Now is the true agility is coming into context, not before. Because before, whether we accept or not, we used to still see dev story, QA story, regression sprint, integration sprint, hardening sprint, whatnot. Now that's not the case. That's not the thing. The things are evolving and things are changing. Thanks to AI, at least we are moving towards the true agility.
Yes,
Yeah, and
and
I
as
think for my most challenging role, what I observe in this kind of work culture is to handle the team, the frustration of the team, and then you have to handle client also. Then you have to kind of a bridge between how you will coordinate the demands of the quick changing demands, and then to convince the team. So
Exactly.
that is one of the most challenging thing. What has happened yesterday? We have worked so much. Now you're saying that scope is changing. That is also something how you will maintain the peace at the team and keep going that momentum.
And that's where
That's
we need
that's
to
the
be a best coach.
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of Scrum Master actually.
Right.
Yes, yes, Santosh.
Yeah, Santosh, please go ahead.
Yeah. The Scrum Master can bring more clarity and predictability for the team as well as the product owner. His real-time coaching skills on an empathetic level will be highlighted here if he uses the AI very well. That is my understanding where he can add more value.
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
I can see
yes,
one more hand.
yes. I'm just adding to that point. I think now is the time probably this unit testing, integration testing, pipelines and all becomes more relevant because
Exactly.
yeah, earlier many teams or many organizations might have avoided to not doing it, but I think now it becomes more. There's no reason for us to not do it, and it's very much required.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. The entire organizations or the domain, the industries are the way they do the things are changing, and uh, that's the one reason why the agile roles are getting impacted because every company is trying to focus like Amazon. Whether we do it or secondary, but the focus is like you might have heard in different pointers from different leaders. Like we want to be a like, company like Amazon. What does it mean? It's not like a product company or anything, but Amazon, when a team is assigned to a module, end to end, there is a responsibility of the team that includes coding, testing, integration, code reviews, even including deployment to production as well. The team need to take care of that end to end, including any production incidents, any issues, any challenges, anything. That is what the every industry, every company, every organization is moving towards. So maybe few years down the line, there may not be a developer or tester or a DB or different roles. That's where the full stack roles might become more relevant or more contextual, right? So if that is the case, of course, I know like the industries like bank or the insurance or any government sector, they might not be doing it that much fast pace, but still any other companies or any other industries, they might be focusing on how quick, at least if not skipping that production deployment step, how quick we can complete end-to-end steps. That is the focus we all should have. And only when we have the understanding of end-to-end business logic, that's when we'll be able to help the teams. Okay.
Right. Great discussions. Okay, moving
Yes.
on.
So I guess this question is also discussed indirectly, right? How
I
the
guess
PM roles.
the above one is relevant to ADO. Any
Yes.
pointers on specific to ADO, Azure DevOps? Key metrics to be added in the program dashboard and AI usage in ADO that can reduce efforts for Scrum Master.
Anyone using Azure DevOps?
Azure DevOps, like it is. I mean, Atlassian Jira is better than Azure DevOps because Azure DevOps I've used it. I mean, hope I'm audible to all.
Yes, Santosh.
Yeah. So Atlassian Jira have upgraded themselves quite well in the AI world to facilitate to help the Scrum Masters and the team members also. Azure DevOps is more like is still in a project management phase only. They are also trying to add, but not at the space which Atlassian has added to Jira.
Yeah. So, but again, it comes to the organization context, Santosh. Like if the again, there is a question from Raju in the group in the chat. So, what my personal observation, if the product is of .NET based, that's when they are more towards Azure DevOps because that's what it is all a Microsoft product. So they will be getting all the tools kit together, and that's why many companies or many teams are using Azure DevOps who are based out of .NET. If the product is built on .NET, right? And the functionality wise, more or less, it's relevant, but the UI, the look and feel, or the logic is what a little bit of different compared to Jira versus Azure DevOps. Right? Again, it's just a tool to help us. The same way we will create the sprint, the same way we'll create the reports, but the navigation, the look and feel, and the logic to build the reports, the dashboards is what it is a little bit different. Yes, Venkat.
Azure DevOps explicitly don't have any AI part, but
Not yet.
there are
It is not yet launched.
Explicitly it doesn't have, but they support a lot of marketplace utilities are there, using which you can use it. Or the best way is if the organization uses Copilot, because nowadays Copilot comes with every 365 product of Microsoft. And if you are using ADO, then typically and if your stack is all .NET and all entirely Microsoft stack, then they give Copilot to all of the folks. So typically, you can use Copilot to do, or to figure out key matrices and all based on that.
That's right. With the marketplace in ADO, you can see one particular extension which is called Copilot for DevOps. Maybe you can just try with that. It is very.
We use Copilot for DevOps, but again.
Okay, great. Good. And we do have other extensions like AI-powered pipelines, or so many extensions are there. If it is allowed, maybe in your particular organization, you can try out with those, like whatever required, you can try out with those extensions as well from the marketplace. All right, any other thoughts? Okay. Just have 13 more minutes. All right, we can go with the next question then. Is anyone using AI in the role of Scrum Master, RT, etc.? If so, what tools and how it is? How is the benefits?
We discussed some of the tools and the use cases, right, already. Anyone want to add any additional pointers?
I mean, not for Scrum Master, but then for product owners, they are also using it for writing the stories, epics, features, all of that.
Again,
For product owner, there are some tools are there for story viewer. It will write the stories automatically, and it will give what is the percentage of the score also, or how as per the organization standards, is it the score is matching or not, like that also it's giving some of the tools, but it is organization specific, not wider.
okay. So, yeah, shall I go ahead?
Yeah, Satish, go ahead. Shall we move on? Any other pointers? Okay. How can a delivery manager assigned for a customer contribute to growth of the organization through AI-driven delivery model? Specific to delivery managers.
Too much of AI?
Completely AI. Any points?
The person who wrote that question can talk.
They might be expecting some pointers or inputs where they can get.
I think it's a very topic of the industry looks like, but but I think one thing that I can think of is, of course, I think with the AI thing, organization is still adopting it. Because we have started doing POC, some places, some pilot projects in some organizations have started doing it. But again, like even I think Infosys talk also I heard in the YouTube. But when after so much of years, when a lot of AI generated code is there, to clean up also it takes effort, or kind of a thing. So or maybe in the greenfield project it's much more easier to implement AI. But in the old brownfield projects that is there where a lot of context is there, it's still kind of a thing. So probably there, but of course again with the architecture might be changing towards microservices, kind of independent modules, and maybe it happens slowly. But of course, in the overall, if you see, there's a good possibility that I see that the efforts will get reduced. The level of outsourcing can get reduced, probably. Not sure, just a thought, assumption. It can get reduced, but the only chances or this thing that we see is when things become so faster and easily made available, we may also see possibility of seeing a lot more applications as well. So if you are developing some point level of code or project today, the requirements can again get exploded, and again we can hope to have more work. That's one thought I'm seeing.
Right. Yeah, Venkat, please go ahead. Okay. All right.
Sure.
Yeah. Venkat?
Venkat, do you have any pointers to share? If not, I think Santosh, you can take over.
See, basically, from a delivery manager perspective, there are four important things which the delivery manager focuses on: the revenue expansion, margin improvement, and customer stickiness. That is like the CSR activity, customer CSR activity, and differentiated market positioning, which can be done with the help of AI. Like first, from delivery governance to delivery intelligence, outcome-based delivery, which he should now focus on, bringing predictive governance, automated insight generation, and value discovery. Because first the delivery was focused on just delivering the things, but now the value has to be measured and told to the customer, and that customer will tell to his end client also. So rather than just the executioner, now we are value accelerated from the delivery perspective, and growth levers have to be enabled by AI perspective through a margin improvement. Because now, if, as I said, effort based or billing based delivery is gone, the predictability and the predictability should be much more clearer, and even if something is going to be overrun or any red flags are there, the delivery guy or the delivery manager should be able to highlight it quickly. And even if there is a scope volatility or the scope creep is happening, then that should be taken care of instantly. So that is the expectation from a delivery manager perspective, which I wanted to put it across to the team. That's it from my side.
Right. Yeah. We all should be kind of AI enhanced, Scrum Master or project manager or AI empowered persons. Yeah, that's very true.
So, as a delivery manager assigned to the customer, we might have to focus on proposing or recommending which tool or which use case we might want to use the AI to the customer. I mean, customer might be asking, might not be asking, but sometimes now every proposal, the customer making it a mandate of one single line, like share your AI expertise, or what's the percentage of team members who are already enabled on AI, something like that, right? So we might have to propose, we may have to recommend, or we may have to do a POC even before proposing it to the client, to the customer, right? So, and that we need to convert or we need to reflect or represent in the SOW in the form of the percentage of improvement in the margin or percentage of reduction in the number of use cases we might be doing regular versus the usage of AI. All these things we need to add or we need to focus on bringing so that slowly, steadily, we might be taking the project or the customer towards that AI driven delivery model. And whenever we are doing it, we need to make sure list down the risk or the challenges associated with that. And it might be bringing additional cost for the AI tool. Right. Many of us, we get a question on like why layoffs are happening. That is because every company is focusing on the budget allocation for the AI tools, the AI licenses. Right? If they are focusing more on getting that licenses, obviously they need to cut down the budget on something else. And first cut, we know where we are getting impacted. So that's what is happening. So that's where we need to focus on when we are proposing, when we are bringing up that AI driven delivery, how we can still deliver that value add from the customer perspective versus how we can still focus on the growth or the margin of the account from the company perspective. So both and the third aspect, the team also, right? So the three dimensions in parallel to that scope, budget, and the time. So 3 plus 3, 6 dimensions. We as a delivery manager need to focus on, balance it out and see how we can deliver that product or project to the customer. Yes, Venkat.
Yeah, Venkat.
Not on this point, but on the previous point, like where we were discussing on the AI tools for ADO, right? When I was speaking, like, I lost my internet.
Okay.
See, there is one other tool called Tachyon GPT. Tachyon GPT, so which is a inbuilt plugin, uh, apart from Copilot for DevOps. So you can use both. The one thing which you should ensure is like whatever tools you guys use, it should be there within your internal Azure DevOps area. Like, because and that's what enterprise would look at it. Like whatever the instance, right? I mean, whatever the instance which you use, the cloud instance you use. So everything should be at one level so that at the same level so that like that there would be data issues would not come up and mostly like there would be a toggling between data used for training and all those stuff, right? So that you should be disabling it so that the data would be secured and it would be in your own space.
Thanks, Ringit. Okay, we have just 2 more minutes. So we can take one more question, Santosh. Sorry, Satish.
Yes. We discussed this question, right? Nowadays, organizations expect much more from Scrum Master, like even technical guidance.
Exactly.
We might not be having the technical guidance, but the functional aspects, but we need to, as I guess, I forgot his name. Kadir mentioned, like he will make a note. Sorry, Kabir will make a note, and he will understand what is it the terminology, where it is used, and how is it relevant to the project or the implementation perspective. Once we start learning or going through the terminologies and understanding it, or we can even ask the team, hey, I saw you are using that SOS. What is it SOS? Or what is it the relevance of SOS? I'm just giving an example, right? So we might be new to the, let's suppose I'm joining your team. I might be aware of the concepts, but I might not be aware of the terminologies, or I might not be aware of the usage of the terminology or anything to that matter. Or it could be a tool, it could be anything as such, right? So take help from the team or have the conversation, have the discussions and see what is that the usage of it. And from the functional perspective, going through the stories and talking to the product owner and understanding what is the release scope is what it helps to build the functional scope as well as the technical clarity. Again, we don't have to be technical experts, but at least we need to know if the team is. I remember one of the client mentioning that the team came back to the dropped the email to the client stating that, hey, our cloud server is down. Immediately the client mentioned, forget about it, we will take a look at it later, get ready for the demo. The team needs to do the demo on the cloud, right? The client manager in that context, she's unable to understand what is the relevance or importance of having that cloud up and running. We should not be in that case, right? So that's what understand, start with where our teams, our projects, the tools, the technology, the domain expertise. Because if you go for an interview, if I'm the panelist, I might be asking, hey, you mentioned a banking domain, you mentioned a healthcare domain. Can you explain a little bit about your project? Or what's your previous scope of the release? Just for understanding, right? So then if you're unable to understand, explain, how will I as a panelist might say, okay, the current team where they're working itself, they don't know the details. Why do you need to consider them? It might not be a direct rejection, but those might be the thought process of the panelists, right? Yes. Okay.
All right, we are top of the hour. So can we wind up or?
Just give me few minutes.
Mhm.
I will share the robo if in case anyone are interested. So, okay. In the meantime, I will move to the next slide so that, okay, I will skip these and yes, folks give the feedback. And in the meantime, we can go to the thing. See, this is a robo. I mean, I'm on the Confluence. So if in case we go to the robo, see, it is asking how can I help Leela? It is asking, write an update about my week. What should I work on next? Are any of my work items overdue? Simple. It is just a prompt. It is telling prompt of the day. That is just like similar to that of a Copilot or ChatGPT, but that's not the end. That is just the beginning. So on the top, if you see, we have agents, user manual writer, work item planner, right? Test case generator, action item assistant, release notes drafter, Jira workplace cloner, Confluence link checker, product requirements guide. See how many, these are all built-in default agents given by Atlassian themselves. And we can also create our own agent here. When you say the agent, again, when we go, okay, looks like it got directed to a different account, but yes, there is a way how we can create our own agents. And using these agents, I created the basic agile documentation for a brand new client in 4 hours, which might take 2 to 3 weeks of time for maybe 1 or 2 scrum masters and coaches. Everything I prepared the end-to-end documentation in just 4 hours. Right? It's the base. It's not the full-fledged. It's the base. It's one of a banking client. Because of the banking client, I don't have access to any of my existing documents or the toolkits or the templates. I need to start fresh. So in my previous engagements, I used to sit and write or prepare everything. Now, with the help of Rovo, I inform the client I am making use of this AI agent and I'm preparing the documentation. So they said fine. I showcased them how to do it, and I did that, and I completed that, and then we started updating or revising, enhancing on top of that from the client's context. That's it.
But Rovo is giving the concrete information or hallucination. But how the data, how it is taking, Satish, for that?
No, the Rovo, it will take the documentation. I mean, it will take the information of entire Atlassian suite.
Okay.
Right? Entire Atlassian suite, and it will help us, get all the required information. Right? See, now I'm on Confluence page. Right? So let's suppose I have a Confluence page where the project documents or project requirements are listed. From that Confluence page, we can use the agent, a Rovo agent, and we can create the features and user stories in Jira project, and we can make it tagged.
Okay.
Right. So we are not taking, see, if we have to use Copilot or if we have to use any other AI tool, at least we need to copy paste, or we need to download, we need to share that information. Now here, everything is within Atlassian.
No need to download again.
No need to download, no need to share, no need to extract, export, import, nothing. The moment we do that, it will directly create from the Confluence, it will create the project in the Jira, and it can even create the backlog. It can even do. Of course, it might not be 100%, but at least the base version will be there. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So have you written any prompts, Satish, for this?
Yes. Prompts. We need to prompt.
For the bank logo, you given prompts to that, right?
Yes. Obviously, when I say the product requirements guide, see, generate a PRD for me. This is a simple statement. Review this PRD for me. What are some user stories I could add to this PRD? Instead of giving a generative PRD for me, I gave the prompt. Right? I'm a consumer banking application with the focus of migrating from the legacy technology to the latest cloud technology. I just give the requirement specifications. And then I mentioned the target of the bank in the next 3 years is to increase the customer revenue in the rural segment and in the urban locations by this much percentage. So I gave the entire prompt using which the project timelines, the scope, each and everything was prepared.
Each and everything is got prepared here. The BRD, FSD document, and everything.
Not with one prompt. With that prompt,
but
we will get that output.
Second prompt, we will get it.
We will add. We will review it. We will add that. We will do a demo next time.
Then how,
Kabir also requested, and I think maybe in the interest of time, can we have another session from you specifically for
Yes, we will do that.
Rovo?
Yes, we will do that.
Yeah.
So again, just because of interest of the folks, I will.
But how it is secured, Satish?
It is how secured your Jira project.
Yes.
How secured your Confluence is. The same security.
Okay.
It's Atlassian
because it is Atlassian. It is Atlassian.
Yeah,
It is single sign-on. Everything. If the banks or any organization to that matter, if they are trusting Atlassian for their Jira, for their Confluence, yes.
But still, Rovo is not enabled for some of the banks. Still, Satish.
Yes. Agree.
The approvals are waiting for the approvals.
Yes, because they are doing their own reviews. They are just focusing on that. Let me check. Agentic AI. No, not this one. Let me check where it is. This is all. I'm using all this for my job search GPT creation. I created one. I'm just trying to see where I use that lesson row, ChatGPT. No, I will show that ATS human report. Yes, I guess this is the one. Let me show. No, no. Oh, I will share. I will share next time how I built, or I can show the agent which I created. Explore GPTs. Let me open my GPTs. See, create a GPT. This is what I use that. And resume ATS reviewer. See, already 700 folks used it. And again, as a agent creator, I won't get a single information. I will just get only how many used. That's it. Not even a single information, right? So I'm just showing what the agent is looking like. Instructions. This entire instructions I generated using ChatGPT. What is that it should be? What is that you need to identify? What is the sections I'm expecting? What is the logic? What's the output should look like? What's the input? Everything, entire instructions, entire these conversion starters, each and everything I created using the ChatGPT. Using that, I configured and I created that. That's it.
And this is a paid version, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a paid version because I want to create that agents. I want to play around it. I took a paid version. The same way I'm creating that, fetching the jobs rather than for focusing on LinkedIn and Naukri. I started creating that. The agent will go and check the company's careers pages, and it should fetch based upon the role, based upon the location the user provided. But it is giving some issues. As soon as it is done, we will roll it out so that we don't have to rely on someone to share the opportunities. Of course, only when it is posted on a careers page. The same way conference finder. So these are all the things which I'm creating.
Satish, sorry to interrupt you. So this job feature only for 24 hours or how is it?
I'm still configuring Parmesh.
Okay.
Right? That's why it is not yet shared with anyone. No, it is still in the, what do you say, the trial
Experimental.
version, experimental
Yeah.
mode. Yes.
So is it auto posted also, Malli Satish? So after this, everything is searched and done. It will give you one proper document, right? So does it go and post it on your LinkedIn page or whatever it is? It's auto access. No, not that.
No.
It give you only bunch of document, but from that you're supposed to post it in your LinkedIn.
Yes.
Okay.
Satish, just now I noticed safe also you have something, right? Can you show me what exactly it is there?
Share that the document, that GPT agent also. So that is to similar to that of safe. Again, when we give that, it can the baseline is safe. Let me know what you want to know about Scale Agile, how to facilitate PA planning, explain the release train flow end to end, or it can be anything. You can even mention that
From
I'm
the safe point
starting
of
as,
view.
yeah, from the safe point of view. I am starting as a RTE with the safe implementation. Help me with the what should be my first steps. Like that, give the prompt, it will give the output.
Can you please share this
Sure.
pay link? Yeah.
Sure,
Thank you.
we'll do that. So
Satish,
this is
for
what I'm
sharing.
exploring all these things. Yes, Santosh. I know we are 12 minutes top of the hour, but still, yes.
When is our next session?
When you are conducting the next session for Rovo, Satish?
Robo, we'll publish. We'll schedule maybe next week or sometime. Because like my Jira access got deactivated, so I'm right now only I have Confluence. So before doing the demo, I want to have that Jira access also activated so that we can see how the agent is integrating between the Confluence and Jira, how it is pitching, how it is creating the instances, everything. So as soon as it is done, we can schedule that session.
Looking forward for that.
Sure. Yes, Kabir. will rule in Atlassian in future. Maybe, we don't know. Okay, thanks everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Satish.
Thank you, everyone. It's a very
Thank
interesting
you.
session.
Yeah,
Bye.
keep us
Thank you so
posted,
much,
Satish.
Satish, for the wonderful
Sure,
session. Thank you.
sure thing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Raju, we will share the recording in the group by tomorrow.
Satish, please share
Yes.
that safe alone.
In me one-on-one, I will share.
Take it. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Good night.
Sure. Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, all.
Good night. Bye.
Good night, all.
Bye.
Shashi, it was a good facilitation. It's good.
Looks like she dropped off.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Satish, actually, I want to understand about the documentation.
Yeah, we will discuss.